Hi everyone, and welcome back to Liz Sews and my October Makes video. You guys know this is one of my favorite videos to shoot in a month. So this month I did a variety of both clothing and lingerie, so let's jump right in. So the first thing that I made is the turtleneck that I'm wearing right now, as well as the one that is on my mannequin back here. And these are Itch to Stitch Hepburn Turtlenecks. I made one of these in the month of October out of like a mustard rayon fabric, which I really loved. So I thought I would add a couple more to my wardrobes just as little like layering staples, especially as the weather turns a little bit colder out here. So I went ahead and made my size as measured in this one, which I believe is a size 8. This pattern does have some negative ease built into it, and I think that the size 8 is okay, specifically in this. I think the size 8 worked better in this fabric that I'm wearing right here, which is more of like a brushed poly cotton. It has a lot of stretch to it. The taupe one behind me is made out of a Kaufman Laguna jersey, which doesn't have quite as much stretch. I can still wear it. I think it looks okay, but it is a little bit tighter than I would typically wear in my clothing. So on the Hepburn tank or the Hepburn turtleneck, I think for future makes, I think I might just size up just for comfortability's sake. So there's not much to say about these, as they're just straight from the pattern, pretty easy, very quick makes. I think I make both of these in the same day. The other garment that I made is the jacket that my other mannequin is wearing, and this is Simplicity 8554. So I wanted to make a jacket that was similar to the Victory Patterns Ulysses Trench, and I thought this one was pretty similar to that. It definitely has a lot of the same style lines, except that it has a notch collar where the Ulysses Trench has more of like a waterfall collar. But I do like that it has the split up to the knee. And then on the back, it was missing. So I used this view A here, but I did use the storm flaps that came in the view C. So these storm flaps right here, I put those onto the front of the coat. And then the other thing that I added, you can take a look at the back of the pattern here, and you can see on the line drawings, I added another storm flap in the back, and I just used that same back piece and then I cut a second one. I cut 2 of them on the fold with that sort of like arc happening from waist to waist, and that gave me a storm flap that I could put on the coat and use so I get a little bit closer to the Ulysses Trench. So of course I'm going to pop in a video over here of me wearing this coat with the slight alterations I made with adding the storm flaps to both front and back. I think that it turned out fairly well. It is a really lightweight fabric. It's a tensile twill that I got from Minerva.com in exchange for a blog post. So I don't think it's particularly useful that much in Colorado winters when it gets quite cold, but as just like a little transitional piece, if you want to like throw something on, it definitely gives you more layers without being a lot warmer. So fairly happy with how this turned out. You know that coats are one of my favorite things to sew besides lingerie. So I have a closet that is bursting full of coats and lingerie right now. Clothes, not so much. So now that is all of the clothing that I've made this month, we can start looking at the fun stuff, which is lingerie. So first up, I have this bra here, which I made as part of the TM Collaboratory. The TM Collaboratory, if you're not familiar with, is a project run by the Tailor Made shop. So there's, I think, about 8 of us, and we get $30 a month that we can just sort of like use on different materials from the Tailor Made shop and make something up and show you guys. So I'm going to switch this over to the top-down view so we can take a closer look at this bra. So for this bra, I am using her sort of olive and peach lace. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I saw this on her site. I wanted it immediately, and it was still there when it came time to pick my things for the month, so I figured that was fate telling me that I needed this lace. So I've done just a straight Berkeley bra from the Orange Lingerie. That's the pattern, the Berkeley bra. And of course, I've mirrored my sort of vines up here in the center as well as along the cup line, and I think it makes a really nice effect. I've lined mine in a nude sheer cup lining because I wanted something that really sort of like disappeared on the skin and just gave this effect of like floating leaves, and I think it was pretty successful. So in terms of like fun, exciting things that are in this bra, there's not much to it. It's really just the straight pattern as written, and I've used all the nude findings on the inside. So sometimes I just have lace that I really just want to make into a pretty bra, and this is one of those instances where I'm not trying anything out. I'm not experimenting. really like this lace. So that is the Berkeley bra using this lace from the TaylorMade shop. So my second TaylorMade project this month is what I'm calling my cotton candy bra. We'll take a little bit closer of a look, but do know that I have a project log on this coming up soon if you want to learn a little bit more about the construction details. So for this bra here, I have used this sort of like multicolored pastel floral lace. I made a bra out of like a navy colorway of this lace, I think 2 months ago. And so when she had the pastel version, I immediately jumped on it. And I wanted to pull out all of those different colors. So I did this really interesting design on the bridge with this crosshatch design. This is all made using different colors of fold over elastic, and then continued up that multicolored theme along the fold over elastic on the power bar. I did an extra strap along the neckline, and then just some sort of, I think that's the lavender fog findings from Bra Makery. So as I mentioned, there will be a project log coming up in the next week or so that goes into a little bit more of the construction detail on this. If you guys are interested in seeing, make sure you are subscribed to my channel. So next up, I have sort of the quintessential fall bra, and I made this one using this really lovely espresso bean and mustard lace that I purchased from AliExpress. So this bra is a Black Beauty bra. You know, it's one of my favorite patterns. It's just, I keep coming back to it every time because it fits so well. For this one, I used this sort of lace that has the leaf motif in the upper and lower cup. I left out the power bar in this Black Beauty bra. I don't particularly like the power bar, and unless I want it for some like aesthetic reason, I tend to not leave it in. So I had dyed up all of my findings to match this guy, and I used the Dharma Trading Company acid dye in the colorway Honey Mustard, and it made some sheer cup lining, all of the findings, as well as the power net. These findings all came from the bra builder's shop. She does sell like just the white, I think she calls them frost, and those are ready to be dyed. So I really like just purchasing her white stuff and then making it whatever color that I want myself. But when I put the yellow sheer cup lining behind the lace, I thought it took away from some of those brown tones, and I really wanted to keep the brown tone. So I ended up backing all of the cup in just sort of like my skin tone, sort of nude fleshy color. That way you really got to see these sort of like brown espresso tones, which was really important to me. So this is the front of the bra. You can see the strap attachment I've been doing this a lot lately. I quite like it. And all I do is I leave an extra long bit of the underarm elastic. So it's coming up here, and I leave probably about 3 inches or so. And then I loop it back, and I leave myself a pretty decent triangle. And I think it has a nice effect. I really like how it looks, particularly with the Bra Builder's elastics, because they looked the same on both sides. So you can't really tell like a right side from a wrong side. But I think it's a nice detail. It moves the strap point in just ever so slightly without having to do any pattern alterations. And here you can see what I'm talking about from the inside of the bra, where I've used sort of like my skin tone in the cups, but then I still kept this yellow honey mustard sheer cup lining just for the outer frame here, because I wasn't behind any of the lace itself. So I really like how this bra turned out. It fits extraordinarily well. The power net I'm using came from Spandex World, and it's a white power net, obviously, that I've dyed, but it's quite firm, and I think it gives me a really nice firm back band. And I want to say this is about $10 per yard, which isn't bad in my estimation, because I can get, 8, 10, 12 bras out of a yard of this power net. So that is the fall time bra. So the next bra that I have is utilizing lace that I purchased from Lily PA Designs. This is the first time I had purchased from her, and she has some really gorgeous laces, and I was really excited to get working on this, especially because this lace came mirrored, which is I had 2 yards, and each yard had the motifs going in different directions. That way I was able to get a perfectly mirrored bra. So let's take a closer look at this. So as I had mentioned, this lace came mirrored, so I was able to do a cup that was exactly mirrored on itself, and I continued that on the upper cup as well as the lower cup. Most of the time I don't bother mirroring my lower cup, but for this time I thought it was worth giving it a try. You can obviously see the like copper stitching on there, but there's also this really pretty tone-on-tone blue stitching that has a little bit of shimmery glint to it, which just catches the light every so often, and I think it's really gorgeous. For this bra, I've used my diagonal seam cup hack. So started with a Black Beauty bra, but changed it from a horizontal to a diagonal seam. I'm working on a series of tutorials of how to change up the style lines of your patterns. They'll probably be out in December if everything goes to plan. So make sure you stay tuned if you're interested in, learning to manipulate your patterns in ways that can change up the style lines without having to fit and buy a new pattern. So for this bra, I use the lace everywhere. I mean, I used it on the outer frame, I used it on the bridge, the cups, the lower cups, everywhere, which I don't normally do, but there was enough sort of like relief in the lace design that I was able to like use it in places and it didn't feel like overly busy to me. And for the inside, you can see that I've really tried to like lean into that copper and blue just because it's so prominent on the outside of the lace. I thought it was worth making the inside look similar. So I've used light copper findings and I purchased these from Bwear. I think they are Bra Maker Supply products. So light copper findings in the channeling, the underband, underarm, and the hook and eye closure is in copper. And then for the straps, I looked at copper straps, but I decided that I wanted navy instead. I thought it looked a little bit better with navy. I go back and forth on that. But yeah, I think the navy looks pretty good with that. Really happy with this bra. I mean, it's not overly fancy. Again, it's one of those bras where I'm just like wanting to make a pretty bra out of the lace. So the next bra I have is utilizing that Walk in the Woods kit from Bra Builders. I think this one came out in October. I made 2 bras out of it already, but I just wanted to make another because I am in love with these different tones of greens. I actually went back and purchased a bunch of more fabrics in this green tone just because I really, really love it. So let's take a closer look at this bra. So this bra, I actually have a project planned for November that I wanted to do a partial band for. And so I pulled out my Fenway pattern from Orange Lingerie, which I haven't used in quite some time. And I did some fit alterations to it. Primarily, let's see, I reduced the projection in the cup. I also worked a lot on this upper cup piece here, changing both the neckline edge or the neckline length. And I had to increase the wire line on the neckline. So this pattern, even though it says that it's made for like orange wires or regular day style wires, I've never been able to use anything but a plunge wire in this pattern. And so I altered it so I could use my regular typical wires, which are the 40 regulars. So that just involved increasing or raising up the neckline by about, I think it was 1.25 inches. And I liked the idea of having the partial band bridge not extending that far, so it like gives you that sort of like notched appearance. I think it looks really cool. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if you think that's a unique design or you think does it look like a mistake. So for this one, I used the Walk in the Woods lace and like fabrics and stuff like that. I think this tool is Olive bra tool from Tailor Made Shop, and then I just covered the edge in sort of like my nude fold over elastic just so it sort of like disappeared because I couldn't find a green fold over elastic that really looked like it matched with everything. So that's the outside, and then on the inside of the bra, again, not much difference. I backed this in sheer cup. The lower cup is backed in sheer cup lining, and then the upper cup is just bra tulle and with that little bit of lace on there. It gives a very straight across cup, so I kind of want to work on it a little bit more to see if I can't get more of like an arc coming in here. So that probably means, I don't know, I have to think about it. But in order to get more of that lace forming an arc, I need to straighten out the upper cut piece, which I think I could still stand to do just because that will help reduce the projection even more. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy with how this one turned out. It's just trying out the Fenway. Putting it on, I think the only thing I would change is I think I need to shorten this neckline even more. I think like 1 inch more I need to take out of here. So I am getting some like bagging, particularly in the center front section here where I don't have much volume at all. I can pinch out almost 1 inch there. So I'm gonna slash into that piece and then overlap it. I might have to do it in 2 places, like 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. That way it's not all done from one single spot. But I think if I make that alteration, the Fenway should be looking pretty good fit-wise. So next up, I have what I'm calling my fire bra. And for this one, I made a lot of pattern alterations. So let's take a closer look. So if you watch my channel, you know that Bwear sent me a bunch of different laces, these 3 laces, and I'm sure that she intended me to make a different bras out of them, but I just really loved the color story of them together. And so I wanted to work out a way that I use all 3 laces like layered on top of each other to make what I'm calling my fire bra. At this point in time in Colorado, we are still experiencing fires and smoke on a daily basis, and so it's really topical point of mind, but I think that it also looks just like a perfect autumnal bra as well. So you'll notice from this that this is a front closure bra. I have shot a project log of making this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. So in the month of November, you will see a project log, as well as I have a tutorial for how to draft a front closure bra, and then another tutorial for how to sew up this front closure. So if you're interested in front closures, that's something that is coming up relatively soon on my channel. So I do have these 3 different laces in the cups, and then the rest of the bra is made using the Persimmon colorway from Bra Builders. This is one of their seasonal colors, and it's really, really nice, pretty pumpkiny orange, and I think it was a perfect complement to these nice, hot, fiery colors. And then the last bra that I have made this month is another diamond bustier, this time using sort of chestnut and teal colorway that I had shown you guys in a haul video a couple weeks ago. So let's take a closer look at this one. So here's the diamond bustier. I did film a 3-part tutorial for this, which again will be coming out in the month of November. I really enjoy the combination of this teal with the chestnut. I think it's really cool. And I know that Stephanie Sews has made a bra. I think she made a ruby out of this color combination. So obviously I'm not the only one who really likes how it looks. So for mine, I've chosen this teal and chestnut, and then I kind of went off the wall and did black cherry on the straps and findings for it. So this bra does have a tutorial. As I said, it's going to come out soon, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but in the tutorial I do talk about my hack for crossing the back here, which allows you to use a 3 tall hook and eye, just because the 3 tall hook and eye is what I have the most frequently in my stash, and so I wanted to make the pattern usable in a way that I can use materials that I always have around instead of having to buy specific hook and eyes whenever I want to make this bra. And here you can see from the inside, it's mostly just Duoplex unlined. I do have some plastic boning in there, but yeah, lots of interesting stuff in this bra, and so lots of new sewing techniques as well that I don't really touch on much on my channel, or haven't touched on much on my channel in the past. So that is everything that I have sewn in the month of October. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all the projects. Let me know down in the comments below which one was your favorite, and I will see everyone next time. Take care.